in city lights, ancient roots in modern nights, dreams that
Hi, Jen. How's it going? Uh-oh.
Hi, everyone. This is Jen, and this is where thriving is our resistance.
Yes, welcome to Am Yisrael Thrive.
So we're going to start off as we usually do, is with our rose and our thorns. So I'm going to start off with some of the highlights of this week, and I have some of my notes written down here. First off, huge congratulations to all of the athletes competing under Israel that are at the Winter Olympics. I think it's a testament to their perseverance, their athletic ability, but also their resilience. So I'm rooting for the Israeli bobsled team, as they call themselves Shul Running, as a play on words to the movie Cool Runnings. If you've seen that, when the Jamaican bobsled team first appeared at the Olympics 30 some years ago. So I'm rooting for them, and I think that's really fabulous. Another positive is that it is Super Bowl Sunday, and this girl here is rooting for the New England Patriots. Go Pats.
And I'm in San Francisco, so we're actually hosting it. So I've been seeing all the sports balling happening, but I don't know anything about sports. So I'm going to let Jen speak on that.
So we're going to root for the Patriots. So if they win this would be their 7th Super Bowl title. And as we all know, Robert Kraft is the owner of the Patriots. And I want to say a big shout out to Robert Kraft and his Stand Up to Jewish Hate Foundation. To me, that is a highlight, a rose in this week, because here is a person who owns one of the hugest franchises in NFL history, and he's making a point to make awareness about Jewish hate that is on the rise in the United States. And I know he's gotten a lot of flack about the Super Bowl ad. I know a lot of people thought it was a little bit cheesy, just put a blue square on it and everything's okay. I've seen those kinds of comments. But for me, he's highlighting something, and he has gotten the head coach of the Patriots to wear the blue pin. And again, it's very subtle. It's subtle. It's a very
and at least it's being talked about. You know what I mean?
Yes. So Coach Rybel is wearing the pin press conferences all of the time. And also in the past, the GOAT, Tom Brady, has worn this pin as well. And he is the GOAT. So
we have him on our side.
I think this is huge. So again, we can be disappointed about the ad. It could have gone further. It could have done this. It could have done that. But he's doing something. And for me, when a lot of Jewish actors, comedians, podcasters have remained silent, he's doing something. So for me, that is a bright spot. So those are my 2 big roses of this week. And I guess my thorn would be going back to the Olympics. The Israeli team was booed when they came out during the opening ceremonies. And for someone who religiously watches the Olympics every year that they come out, winter or summer, I watched the speeches. And one thing that stood out to me in those speeches was the fact that it says, in these 2 weeks, we are all human beings and we are here united by sport.
Yeah.
And as we can see, here is our bobsled team, Shul Running, and AJ Edelman, the captain, that is his dog. And I think they actually brought the dog to Italy. I'm not 100% sure, but he is the mascot, and I am here for it. So
how did they even train in Israel for this? Is what I want to know.
Who knows? I mean, I would love to have AJ, if you're watching, I would love to have you on and have these great conversations and, ask you all these questions. But the thing that this team really shows, and not only just the bobsled team, we have the skeleton, we also have a figure skater on the team, is that they show resilience. Their apartment, their Airbnb was broken into, passports stolen, money stolen, thousands of dollars worth of things destroyed, stolen. And yet AJ is out there on social media talking about we are not victims, we are victors. Yeah. How inspiring is that? That we are not going to be victims. We are victors, and every boo cheers us on, keeps us going. And to me, it's a thorn that people in the community, you know, we're here in the sport where everybody is celebrating sports and humanity and we're all friends. And for people to still boo just shows the hypocrisy.
And that's what kills me the most too. It's like when, like, just like you just said, just a few moments before they were talking about unity, and then which we know, if you're booing right after you're talking about that, clearly you don't actually feel that way, you know?
And I'm going to say this again. Why is Israel always targeted? We know that the Olympics were held in Beijing in 2022, and we know that a Muslim minority is being persecuted, rounded up into concentration and internment camps. Where was the outrage? Yeah. Where was the moral clarity, the moral compass?
All the same people. Yeah, exactly. All the same people that are crying so loudly for Palestinians. Why don't you care about weaker Muslims that are actually being rounded up and putting into concentration camps? I care about them. I know you care about them. It just seems so hypocritical. Like you said, I feel like we live in a backwards world, you know?
100%. And I was thinking about how some of our Israeli athletes are going to be booed at events. And I'm thinking, I was watching figure skating last night. Figure skating is my Olympic sport that I love. And I saw that China was competing. No one's booing. No one has anything. There were in the past figure skaters from North Korea. And they were applauded. Again, they deserved it because, again, we can separate the people from the government. And I just wish that extended to the Israelis as well, is what I'm trying to, that's my point. You know, we extend it to every country, but why not Israel?
Oh, excuse me. I can't believe that just came out.
Yes, and I'm looking at some of the comments here in our chat, and we have Phyllis saying Robert Kraft's a true mensch, which he is. Mickey Southern Poet also said Kraft has a golden heart and we need more people like him. Agreed. Someone also mentioned the bobsled team's lodging being broken into. And Wendy Birch said, no Jews, no news. Exactly like that. Just what you had said. No Jews, no news. It's not, no one's going to get clicks. No one's going to can monetize their post unless they demonize Israel. And that's the sad thing. But enough about me. Shayna, what's going on with you?
Thank you for asking. I'm just trying to survive all of this stress from making Aliyah. I'm now in the point where I'm actually looking for apartments in Netanya. So it's getting very, very real, very, very fast. So that's one of my both thorns and rose this week, is that making international moves takes a lot of work, but it is absolutely worth it. And all I pretty much have to do is just step into my new life once I'm in Israel. So it's getting very exciting for me. But I will also say this. I found this amazing little YouTube or video about SpongeBob being helped up. That was on Jimmy Kimmel. So I really want to show that to people, for anyone that hasn't seen it, because it was super duper cute. And let me add that to stage. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
We had the guy who dresses up like SpongeBob on Hollywood Boulevard. You know that guy? We had him fall down and lay on the ground, and we will see now how long he lays there before anyone helps him up.
Exactly. You know, to me, that shows the best of our culture, a culture of helping people, a culture of tikkun olam. You know, when everybody else just either walked straight over him, you know, while he's screaming for help, who was it that actually came in and offered empathy and compassion?
Some very lovely Jewish boys that came by. I thought that's so heartwarming and so wholesome. And I think that's exactly what we needed, Tina, is just to keep highlighting these positives and that really show what Judaism is. We're not, I think this speaks for itself. We don't have to be on the defense. Like, here we are. This is what our values are. We help others. And I think that's a beautiful, perfect example of that. I still can't get over the guy who jumped over.
I know. You know what I mean? But I will say this, as someone that works in San Francisco, in the Tenderloin, if you know where that's at, it's the not great area of San Francisco. I see a lot of passed out people a lot, and it's just so normal for people to walk on by without checking on them or anything. And I get it, you know, you can't save the entire world. But this truly was something that warmed my heart. And I don't know about anybody else out there, but I just feel like I'm getting so much like rage bait fatigue. I just can't watch it anymore. And like, I'm just naturally pulled to things that make me feel good at this point.
I think that's a great phrase. We just have rage bait fatigue. You should coin that. That's great. Like you do. We're just so tired of being angry. We just want to smile and we just want to like just have fun. And I think that's a perfect, wonderful clip that was shown.
Totally. And I will also say I saw your video clip as well too about Harry Styles. So is it okay with you if I show that to our audience? Perfect. I would also like to talk about this and really ask Harry Styles to please listen.
Or do you mean
this is for Ed Sheeran? I have two questions for you. One, you have a song called Azizem, which is a Persian word for my beloved. How come it's been literally several weeks now that the Islamic regime has been massacring Iranians in the street indiscriminately? How come you haven't said anything? If you can profit off of Persian culture, it's kind of insulting that you haven't said anything. This is for Ed Sheeran.
And I will say I'm totally, did I just remove you from stage, Jen? Are you back? Okay.
I'm here.
Perfect. The fun of going live, right? And yes, I need to check myself from, I think I accidentally said Harry Styles. This is Ed Sheeran that we were talking about.
I'm just going to say this before we have our guests come on. I think it's very insulting. I think it's gross that you can use Persian culture to make a song that celebrates Persian culture and then to ignore the cries from people being massacred in Iran right now. The videos that I have been sent personally, the voicemails I have been sent personally are bone chilling. And this has been going on for over a month now. There is no excuse not to be educated, not to know about this. I think it's gross. And I think Ed Sheeran needs to say something.
Absolutely. Every single one of us in the West who have freedom, who have internet, who have a visible voice should be all speaking out about this because it's important. I've read about there's over 100,000 Iranians dead. And that's a conservative estimate at this point, you know? So absolutely. And yes, let's go ahead and transition into welcoming our guests. I know it's kind of a hard transition. We have Jonathan Perlman from Chutzpah Coffee Company on today. So let's welcome our guest, Jonathan. How's it going today, Jonathan?
How's it going? It's great to be here on this Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes. Who are you rooting for?
Not the Patriots, sadly.
I'm a Giants
fan. I'm a Giants fan. It would not be right. Obviously, support Robert Kraft. Understand the legacy of the Patriots, but I can't. I have to go with what it says in my Giants heart, which is Eli Manning beat him twice. Got to keep it that way.
You know what?
Well, as a San Franciscan, I appreciate you.
I can respect it. I
And
get it.
what chutzpah of a way to come in and disagree with the host right away.
Exactly. Well, chutzpah. You know what I mean? I'm loving it here.
they-
You're representing your brand.
Exactly. And as the phrase says, you know, 2 Jews, 3 opinions, and here we go. So it's all good. We're leaning into our ancestry here. So
Absolutely. So Jonathan, tell me, what made you decide to start an entire coffee brand?
Yeah, so I think to start, right after October 7th, I think we all knew anti-Semitism was already high and then got even higher. And I and my friends, we just wanted to support other Jewish brands that were out there. And I'm a coffee snob. I probably have like 40 bags of coffee, like right there from different roasters, like all across the US, all across different countries. And I was like, there has to be a Jewish brand to support. Like coffee is a huge part of my day. I used to be an engineer, so it literally fueled me. And I was like, there's got to be a Jewish brand. And I couldn't find any that were like proudly Jewish facing. There were ones that were owned by Jews or like did things here and there for the Jewish community, but none where it was like, this is a Jewish coffee brand. And I was like, how can we actually like do this? Because I still have my day job. I still kind of do engineering product management work. So I was like, how can I do this? Also keep my day job and also like be proud of being Jewish and showcase this. And we ended up finding a path. Me and my 2 friends, we kind of put this together. And now we're here almost 2 years in.
wow. So you say your company is guided by tzedakah as like a core value. So like, how do you actually translate that Jewish value into your daily business decisions?
Yeah. Before we even started, we wanted to get a charity partner in place. So that was like something I wanted to do from the get-go. It's obviously a big part of like being Jewish, Judaism, like you're supposed to give back. And with everything we sell, 18% of the profits from sales go to this organization called Imadi. They're local to the DMV, which is where I live now. And they help children and their families with pediatric healthcare cases. And they're also a proudly Jewish organization. We also have other initiatives that lead to different charities or just Jewish initiatives. We have a mug with tefillin and coffee on it that says morning routine. And 100% of the profits from that, so 100% of the profits means we make nothing on that one, go towards funding new sets of tefillin. Because we want everyone to be able to be proudly Jewish. So obviously the cost of tefillin is pretty high. And if you like coffee, you get a coffee mug, all the profits will go right to our local Chabad. And we're getting closer and closer to raising money for that first tefillin set. I think we're just over halfway there. So hopefully by the end of this year, we can raise the funds for 1 set of tefillin.
What an amazing thing to do for the Jewish community. Now, I have to ask you, in a time when being visibly Jewish is so not only dangerous, but it can be financially risky as well, too. What made you decide to actually lean into your Jewishness rather than hide it?
Yeah, I would never hide it. I mean, I wear my star pretty proudly. I guess it's like a tough thing because you want to show it as much as you can. I know there's like a risk to it, but I feel like the more that we show it, like it almost counterintuitive. I think the less things will happen to us. Like the more we're strong and like prideful, I actually think less things will happen to us. And maybe that's true. Maybe that's not. I'm not like I guess not an expert on this, but I just think like showing like who you are and being your authentic self usually leads to good things. So when people ask why I wear the star, I have answers to them that are all from a place of positivity. And hopefully that changes their opinion or leads to a productive conversation instead of where if I hit it, they would never even know. And I think that's the angle I want to take with it. And hopefully others take that as well.
That's amazing. Now I know that you sent Jen and I some of your coffee, right?
Yes.
So I got Zadie's blend, and I will say this, I'm also a coffee snob. Jen got Booby's blend. And so my blend is a darker roast, like I had shared. I like really strong coffee. And so I actually made some of Chutzpah's coffee today. Extra strong, because we're going to do an online tasting with you guys. And we're going to kind of explain like the undernotes and stuff like that. So I know mine says that it's a dark roast, and then the tasting notes are milk, chocolate, and smoky. What does yours say, Jen?
So mine says it is brown sugar, cocoa, and I like plum, which I've never heard of being part of coffee. So I am not a coffee connoisseur by any means. I'm a Dunkin' Donuts, and if you know the tri-state area in the United States, Wawa Coffee, those are like my 2 places that I go to. I'm so sorry. So I'm like really excited. And we actually have, before we start, I have some questions from the audience. They're asking, how many different types of coffee do you sell?
So I think we have 7 right now. We have Bubby's blend and Zadie's blend, both inspired by my late grandparents on my mom's side. My grandpa, the Zadie's blend, he was a Holocaust survivor, so it's got to be a strong roast. It's got to be bold. And then Bubby's blend, the notes of plum are actually inspired by a dish she would make me and my sister. It was like this plum dumpling. So we wanted to find a coffee bean that had those notes in it. So all those flavors you mentioned come from the bean itself. It's not added flavors. That's like the natural, I guess, flavor from the coffee based on its soil, the elevation, where it's from. And with specialty coffees, you get those flavor notes. Whereas like with your basic coffees, you kind of just get the roasty flavor. So that's where like specialty coffee kind of elevates. And then we have one flavored coffee, which is Oy Vanilla. Proud of that name. We have 2 single origins, one from Colombia, one from Ethiopia. The 2 blends, you have a house blend, a decaf blend, a super dark roast, a roast with Tribe NIL, in which all the profits go to support Jewish college athletes. So that one's pretty cool as well. And I think I got them all.
Wonderful. So do all the beans that you guys come from, are they sourced from both Colombia and Ethiopia then?
So we have a few other countries in there. The single origins are Colombia and Ethiopia. And single origin means all the beans come from the same plot of land. So it's kind of like whiskey or wine. When you have like everything from the same plot, you can really taste those notes. The others are blends. So they come from a few different South American countries. There's some Brazil in there, some Colombia, some Nicaragua. There's a few other countries that get accounted for. But yeah, it's all fun trying to get new roasts out there.
Very nice. So I'm a former caterer. And so I'm sorry, go ahead, Zen.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking here. We just have 2 more quick questions before we start our tasting. Do you sell in coffee shops or is this only online? And if so, is the website just chutzpahcoffeecompany.com?
So yeah, we sell right now online only at chutzpahcoffeeco.com. We have a few stores in Michigan. Think Sweet Kosher does have our coffee beans. There's a few that we're trying to go to. There's some places in Maryland and Virginia. But yeah, if you know local coffee shops that want to carry a proudly Jewish brand, we are all open to it. And we'll throw in some free coffee if you make the connection. So let's have the community support. But yeah, the goal is to keep expanding and to see where we end up. So yeah, there was really when I started this, I wasn't like, oh, I want to take over the coffee world. I wanted to spread Jewish pride with coffee, and anything that comes from it is a bonus.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I know mine is still really hot and ready, just like my mug says.
I'm going to be grinding. I did not start yet, so I have to still make my coffee. I always hand grind my beans. So while you guys drink, I'll be grinding the coffee up.
No worries. I got a little thirsty, so I'm going to first smell it. And when you're doing a tasting, you really want to make sure that whatever it is you're tasting really hits all the different parts of your tongue, because on your tongue are several different areas where different flavors are processed. So you're going to get the fullest flavor if you kind of swish it around your mouth a little.
So I want to also highlight the mug because it says hot and Jewish, just like my coffee, which do I bring this to work? Yes, I do.
That is the one I use as well.
Yes,
that's my favorite one.
I've been bringing this to work, and I do not let anyone touch it. So I'm loving this.
Very cute. So now I took a swig of the black coffee, just to get kind of a sense of what the flavor was going to be like without anything else. No sugar, no milk. So now I understand what that's going to taste like. And I'm the kind of person that naturally likes a little bit of sugar and milk to kind of cut the bitterness a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit.
Now I'm just smelling the coffee from the bag, and it smells divine.
That's why I love using the Chemex. I don't know if people know what a Chemex is, but it's this like fancy looking beaker thing. So I like the Chemex because you get more of like the lighter and floral notes from your coffee, and it's a lighter body. It's also just like very therapeutic to pour coffee out into it. And yeah, I think my favorite way to make coffee is grinding my own beans, putting it in the Chemex, and then I use a 15-to-1 coffee to water ratio. So I have this is actually on a scale right now. I don't know if you guys can see, but I put it on a scale.
Yes.
So I'm always weighing out my coffee. It's like a science experiment every morning.
So you're serious about it.
Yeah, it's probably a problem at this point, but a good problem.
I love it. I love it. And why now? One of the other things that you can do too to influence anything that you're tasting is by incorporating other things that are complementary. So some of the other things that I've gotten for our tasting today are cherries. I want to see how cherries, stack up with the smokiness and the milk chocolate. Some milk chocolate and some almonds as well too.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm making our Lox and Loaded coffee. So Lox and Loaded is the single origin from Colombia. So it has notes of cocoa that you kind of get up front, and then notes of apple and honey as well. So it's like a very floral coffee, a little bit lighter. Though Zadie's blend is a little bit heavier and darker, and Bubby's blend is kind of in the middle, perfect for making espresso.
Now, do you have any? I love the background with the plum, and also like how the one named after your grandfather is strong because he was a survivor. Do you have any other stories about the other coffee? I just think it's just. I love that you're bringing your Jewish story and roots into these coffee blends.
Yeah. So Bubby's blend, I think that one too, also such a strong Jewish woman. And we also have a Bubby of the Month competition where if you send in a photo of your Bubby, we just pick once a month and we give them a free mug that says Bubby of the Month. So that form is on our website and our Instagram. So just trying to like spread that Jewish family kind of ties because my family was super like supportive, super strong. I'm very proud of their Jewish heritage. Just want to keep that going for everyone. We have Morning Maccabee. That one's supposed to be more like the Jewish fighting spirit. It's one of our darker coffees. It's even darker than the Zadie's blend. Lox and Loaded. I kind of wanted to play into like the Jewish comedic scene. I think that's more like it feels fun. The Jewish American experience is bagels and lox. Simcha single origin kind of goes the other way, more into like the religious experience, the Fabrangen, the Simcha. So we try to cover like all the Jewish bases there with the names. And then the one for the Jewish student athletes is called 5 a.m. grind because we all know, probably like the bobsled team too. They're waking up early mornings to train. They're doing all those amazing things. So yeah. And then Oy Vanilla, again, that's just comedic. And there may be some other flavored coffees coming along the way. Flavored coffees are a little tougher because we have to keep them parve. So you can't just put like a flavor additive that has dairy in it because that kind of defeats the whole point of now you can't have XYZ for breakfast. So keeping it kosher is important. And also making sure it tastes good when adding a kosher additive.
Absolutely. So it sounds like all your coffees are certified kosher as well too. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes. All of our coffees are Star K kosher. We used to use Kosher Check, but we switched roasting partners and now we're under Star K. So even better.
Was there a benefit to one or the other?
I feel like in the US, Star K definitely is a bigger brand, but we switched roasting partners because we wanted to get better coffee. So we already specialty grade, but we wanted to upgrade even more. And we also, I'm not sure if you're familiar with our old bags. These were our old bags. These were our new ones. Our new ones are now compostable. So we wanted a roaster that was capable of, being better for the environment. So while these are like all custom printed, these are way better for the environment and keep the coffee fresher. So we ended up pivoting there entirely. So we have a new roasting partner as of November. And I think ever since then, like the coffee's just gotten even better. The product's even better. And we want to continue to improve and grow. And now I've got my coffee to drink.
Woo, all right. Here we go. L'chaim for
Here we go.
L'chaim.
That's really good.
This is like one of my favorite coffees. No bias at all. Like I have of non-Chutzpah coffee, there's a really good one from Kenya that I like. It's from Broadcast Coffee Roasters, and there's another one from Dogwood Coffee Roasters. Just great coffee roasters out there. But then of mine, I love the Lox and Loaded. That's my favorite by far.
The Oy Vanilla looks really good.
Yeah, Oy Vanilla is great.
Both. So I love how openly Jewish this company is. And you're probably wearing your Star of David. Have you gotten any pushback from people that you're trying to work with your company, so on and so forth, saying like, hey, maybe tone it down? I'm just very curious to see like, what is it like being in a Jewish business? Because I've been seeing in New York City, a lot of Israeli-owned businesses are struggling right now. So I would love to hear your experience.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it comes from just random comments. Like, I don't know if they're real people or not, but we get influxes of like hate messages, hate comments, completely unrelated to like anything. I'm making a video of coffee. There should be nothing political about that. It's a video of coffee. If I was going on and debating politics, sure, that's when you can attack me for any view I have. But when I'm making coffee or posting like a video of me in Crown Heights at this Jewish like convention celebrating, that has nothing to do with any, like, that's just pure hate when you're attacking me for it. So yeah, it is like a little annoying that it just keeps happening. It's like, Instagram says they're filtering it out, but they still get through. But I think it just means we're doing something right. Like, it drives attention, it drives views sometimes. And like, it's not going to change what I do. Like, I don't think they realize that every time they say something hateful, it's not going to make me cave to their side. It's going to make me like do something even more Jewish or start up a new kind of initiative. Like the Tefillin initiative came from the shooting that happened in DC at the Jewish Museum. So I live in DC now. I've been to that museum a few times. And when that happened, I was like, what can we do? I didn't just want to make a statement. And I was like, let's try to get some sort of support initiative going. When I was in college, I went to Pitt. There was the Tree of Life shooting. So my fraternity at the time designed T-shirts that had the Stronger Than Hate kind of going on it. Not the main logo. We did a separate logo. I can't take credit for the really nice logo that was made. But we had our own version, and we tried to raise money for the Jewish Federation. So I think anytime like something happens negative to the Jewish community, we're pretty good at turning it into a positive and coming out stronger. And I just want to keep that like mentality.
I would completely agree with you. What do you think you would say? And I think you've hit on something too that's very, that a lot of, people that are thinking about opening Jewish businesses are kind of afraid of is what am I going to do with all these bots that are swarming my account? What would you say to someone if they were thinking about starting a very visible Jewish business?
I would say definitely do it. I mean, I've learned so much from starting a business. Whether it succeeds, doesn't succeed, keeps going, like the amount of learnings, like you can't teach this stuff in a classroom. I did undergrad, I did masters. Like you learn like one even month of trying to like run a business and do X, Y, Z and all the things that pop up. It's just a great learning experience. The connections you make too, like by being proud of who you are, you attract people who are also proud of who they are. And we've made some great friends along the way. And I think like those are like, you can't replace those moments. So that's awesome. With the Jewish community here, I got to walk on the court of the Wizards. Not a Wizards fan, but still love the Wizards. They let me go on the court. That was pretty fun. The Commanders for Jewish Heritage Night, all these little things you get invited to, you just build your network. I'll be going to one of ADL's conferences against anti-Semitism in March. So all these doors just keep opening. That's and also this podcast, of course, like I would never be here right now sharing my thoughts, my coffee, and all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, I do have a few more questions from the audience. They want to know if this is available in Canada.
We're working on it. We are really working on it. There's so many laws. Like again, you learn so much on a company. I was like, yeah, we can just ship them across the border. There are so many laws. So right now, the best way is to have a friend in Buffalo who can buy it for you and bring it into Canada. But we're trying. Like we are actively trying our hardest to get into Canada.
Okay. And I also saw on your website too that you have K-Cups as well, right?
Yes, but big announcement. Okay. We are going to be discontinuing the K-Cups for 2 reasons. Environmental standards, like they just aren't there. And you can put ground coffee in a reusable K-Cup and it actually tastes way better. And also because it's specialty grade coffee, when it's in a pod sitting there, you lose a lot of the flavor notes. And it's just like, why would you put like, I guess if you had like a Ferrari, you wouldn't leave it out in the snow. That's kind of the mentality of it. So we're going to focus on like more the craft coffee. And I still guarantee it tastes better in a reusable K-Cup if you buy the grounds than in a K-Cup, and better for the earth.
I like that.
So sad news, but also it is good for the environment.
Is this also available in Israel?
Not yet. Anything outside of the U.S. border, it's like the tax laws and like import-export laws. We're not big enough yet to like offset those costs either. So if you want it in other countries, tell everyone, because the bigger we get, the easier it is for us to ship a bunch over there.
Will do. If there's any advice that you could give any Jewish creators or entrepreneurs who are scared, what advice would you give them to actually take the jump and just do it?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously easier to say, oh, just do it. I did it, all that. But like on the creative side, I still haven't learned how to like post things well. Like I kind of just post what's on my mind. So I say on the creative side, I still have a lot to learn. But on like the Jewish pride side, like if you are being your authentic self, I think that is always the right thing. So if someone comes at you or attacks you for being who you are, like you should not change who you are. You should honestly reinforce it. And like, that's what I've been trying to do. Like I'm very active in the Jewish community here. Every day I try to be more and more proudly Jewish, do something new that's helping the community, whether it's maybe wrapping tefillin one more day or giving to tzedakah one more day. Whatever it is, it's going to be different for everyone. But just like doing one more thing each day to be like a better person and a better Jewish person.
And I want to hit on something too that you had said a little bit earlier. in that, you can take as many you can take as many courses as you want in college, right? But the real world is going to be a very different place. And as a small business owner myself, I can completely concur with you on that. What do you think have been some of the most valuable lessons you've learned as a small business owner?
Yeah, I think knowing when to actually like stop something in production, like either canceling the K cups or switching coffee roasters. Like these are big changes. Switching coffee roasters cost like out of pocket a lot of money, but it was the right decision to do to get a better coffee product, better packaging, like long-term goals. So I think like having a vision and not being afraid to like pivot along the course of it. The same goes for like with like day job, like in some of the stuff I do. Obviously, I can't share too much about that, but there are sometimes you have to make a decision, whether it's your career, your side business, your personal life, where it's, do I continue with this or do I stop and like correct course? I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned. Also, not being afraid to throw silly ideas out there. This hot and Jewish mug, like it was like if you told someone I was going to put hot and Jewish on a mug, you would have not have predicted it'd been our bestseller a year and a half later. So just like things like that, trying everything. We have the shirts that say hot and Jewish. We have others that say full of chutzpah. Kind of just having fun with it. And like, what's the worst that could happen? No one buys it and you start over. Yeah, I think that's kind of just my mindset. It's just like, give it a go. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to fail either. Engineering school does teach you that though. I will give a pat on the back to school there. It does teach you to fail and fail fast when you do, and then learn from it.
Exactly. The way I look at failure is it's all data. You know what I mean? It's all valuable. You can analyze it to see what you did well. You can analyze it to see where you need to improve. And so it's all valuable.
I mean, as a teacher, I'm constantly like trying to figure out ways to teach a concept. And if it doesn't work out the first time, we pivot to something else, and it's trial and error. And then once you figure it out, like this child learns this way, it just becomes so much easier after you've done it. But failure is part of life, and that's where we learn our biggest lessons from. I guess my other question is, because I know that you've done so much with charity and you've given back so much to the Jewish community. Have you been able to talk with any families or anybody who has benefited from these charities? And what has that been like?
Yeah. So another initiative that we did recently, and there's a lot of initiatives getting scattered, is after the Bread's Bakery thing, we said we would send free coffee to any Jewish founder who's been affected by anti-Semitism. So like having conversations with other small business owners, like learning their stories, like it's just really cool. Like these are people I never would have met. Like there's someone in Ohio, someone in like California. Like without the company, I never would have even known they existed. And now, yes, we gave them free coffee, but we also had conversations. There's other Jewish Instagram pages that have reached out or we've done collaborations with, and it's just expanding our network. So that's like super, super cool. One of the reasons we pivoted from the first charity now to Imadi is they're local to the DMV. The first charity was more broad. But now we wanted one where if I want to go to an event, I can. And this Hanukkah, I went to their like kind of end of year Hanukkah event, and it was cool to see the families, talk to the founder. So all of these little things that add up. We were so like, again, pivoting. Like we had another charity before, pivoted to the local charity because I wanted to be more involved. And like, I wanted those like hand-to-hand communication, like in-person conversations. And yeah, I think it's really cool to see the people you're helping, like not day to day. Obviously I can't go every day, but to be more able to do so.
That's really great that you're such a hands-on founder. I know some people tend not to be that way. So to have a founder that is like, no, I want to be involved in this. I want to be able to give back to my local community as well too is amazing. As well also as making all these connections. What do you think has been some of the most meaningful conversations that you've had without, giving any names away, of course?
Yeah, I think there's like one, like learning what to do. Because like you said, I'm very hands-on founder. I'm not correct all the time. I need people to like check me and tell me if something is wrong or stupid, or if I'm like trying to boil the entire ocean in one day. So having these other founders, I will shout out one, the Hollaback girls have been really helpful. I'm sure everyone has had their holla before, but some of them live in DC. So like having connections with them, like just that connection in general is awesome. They're amazing. They grew their company from like nothing to now probably one of the biggest Holla Instagram pages, if not the biggest. So connections like that are invaluable. Like you learn so much, the friendship, sometimes some free Holla, which is a great perk. Definitely make friends with people who are good bakers. And yeah, I think that's a great example.
I love that. I think this just highlights, and you have said too, after 10/7, a lot of us became, I've heard this term before and I've stolen it, accidental activists. 10/7 happened. We were all doing something else. I pivoted to my activism page. And I have to say, talking about the community has been the biggest bright spot that has come out of 10/7. It really hurt us as a community, but it really brought us together as a community. And just like, I saw your post where you're like, I will share, free coffee with any Jewish businesses. And I saw the comments and I just saw that community and that we are helping each other. We're not in it to like, oh, I want to gain more followers or I want to make more money. But like, honestly, our goal is to support one another during this really difficult time. And I just think that's such a huge testament to you and your company. Like, that mission statement to me just means so much more than, these big companies that are out there trying to help. Like, to me, I just want to say thank you. I just think it's just an amazing way to just show what Judaism really is, and just sharing that community. And I just wanted to say thank you. I just think it's beautiful.
That means so much. Like, I think, yeah, it's been so special, like, to see, like, those comments you said. Like, when I posted it, I normally expect to get like 10 views. I'm like, who cares what this coffee person has to say? But when a video like does grow, like, you just, like, it feels good. Like, you feel like you're doing something right. I'm also not the best at receiving thanks, so I don't really know. When someone says thank you, I'm like, oh, how do I react? Do I just like say thank you?
Let me get very awkward now.
The face is all red. I totally get it.
Like, yeah, like for me, it's almost like job's not done. Like, I want Jewish pride to be spread everywhere, but it obviously means so much. And like, if anyone has any questions, like, my Instagram account's always open. If people want to DM, like, I'll do my best to get them all into a timely fashion, but I promise I will eventually get to all of them.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so what do you think is next for Chutzpah Coffee Company?
Hopefully we keep growing. That'd be the best thing, because the more we grow, the more we can like get new roasts. We can do limited time things. We can get more merch out there. We can keep spreading. And like, this is fully self-funded by me and my two friends. We don't have any big names. Like, this is just us. So that's also like something you learn. It's like, oh, like, I want to do this, but my pocket or my wallet cannot afford this. How can I get a creative way to do this? Or how can I partner with someone? So all these connections. I also, next year, I do want to raise the money for one to fill and set. So the morning routine mug, that would be huge. I'm also trying to get more African coffee. Right now we have an Ethiopian single origin. I personally love Kenyan coffee. If I can get my own Kenyan coffee, that'd be cool. But Kenyan coffee is also pretty expensive. But I love African coffees because they have blueberry notes in them. And like, that to me is one of my favorite coffees to go. And then, just more connections. Like, we really love collaborating with people. We're not like a group that's like, hey, here, like, we need X dollars to collaborate. If there's a Jewish org and it fits like within our post timeline, we'll do what we can. Obviously, we can't have like a million different mugs with a million different charities, but however we can help, we'll help.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man. Let's get Chutzpah Coffee Company into stores nationwide here in America. All right, go check them out, chutzpahcoffeeco.com. Did I get that right?
Yeah, chutzpahcoffeeco.com. And the Instagram is Chutzpah Coffee. And if you have any like ideas for videos, I'm usually pretty open to embarrassing myself publicly. So send those in as well.
We will have to think now. What can we make Jonathan do?
Yeah, I mean, I have a full Hanukkah suit. The full Hanukkah suit tends to do well. If anyone has other Jewish holiday suits, that would be great. I have put matzah in my coffee. I have put a pickle in my coffee.
Jen's the pickle girl.
I've done a lot to try and get the word out there.
How did it? You would get along well with Aaron too, with the suits. I know.
Aaron's got the hookup with the outfits. We'll have to get him connected with Aaron. But I'm just very curious about the pickle and the coffee. What was that like?
So there's like, I guess like on TikTok, people were putting weird things in weird foods. And I was like, what's more Jewish than putting a pickle in coffee? It did not taste great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say 2 out of 10. It was not good. It was not good. Don't recommend. The matzah and the coffee.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to do this.
It was normal. Matzah and coffee was normal. It tasted like dunking a cookie in coffee. But the pickle, don't recommend.
That makes sense. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, sorry.
Before we go, Shane, I'm so sorry. We have one last question that just came in. It said, which of your coffee is closest to Bustelo?
So in terms of like flavor profile, I haven't had Bustelo in a while, but
I don't even know.
I believe Bustelo is a darker South American coffee. So I would say probably our morning Maccabee, but I don't. If they're still on the common thing, is it the instant or non-instant Bustelo?
Phyllis, is it the instant coffee that you were asking about? I know, Phyllis. I can always relate.
Gotcha. Yeah, our coffee's
Bustelo is very, very strong South American, like condensed coffee. It's not quite like that you stir it in hot water and it just completely evaporates. It is actually ground, but it's like jet fuel.
Yeah, I'd say our darkest coffees are the morning Maccabee and the 5 a.m. grind. One of them is considered a Vanta Black roast, which is like the most you can roast a coffee where it still tastes good. It's like all the way at the edge of the roasting spectrum. So that would probably be one I try with. I personally like lighter roasts, so I would not be the expert on that side of the coffee aisle. But yeah, I'm also a fan of all coffees. Like I said, I have 40 to, if I counted right now, I'm looking at my coffee wall, it's probably about 40 bags of coffee from across all regions. Like I said, African coffee is probably my favorite. Sumatran coffee, also good. South American's up there as well.
The fact that you have a whole coffee wall says everything.
She said she's going to get the morning Maccabee. So thank you.
Yay!
Amazing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jonathan. It's been a real pleasure. Coffee's delicious. Go out there and buy the coffee, guys. All right. Have a great rest of your day, Jonathan.
You as well. Thank you so much for having me. And let's have a great Super Bowl. And yeah, hopefully next year the Giants are.
That was completely, I was trying to look at the camera, and then when he was done, I was going to remove him. So my apologies, Jonathan.
You're like, no to the Giants. You're like, no, God.
I'm in San Francisco. That's the most hilarious thing is I should have been like, yeah, keep it going, you know? And I accidentally just like, nope, no Giants. Fuck off.
Well, I am so excited about this coffee because I know with the Super Bowl, it's going to be a very long night. And I have work the next morning. So I'm going to be drinking my coffee tonight and tomorrow morning. And
I've already been completely downing my coffee because I had a terrible dream last night in which the last thing I remember was stabbing a knife into something in front of me, like to try to scare off the people who were trying to come at me. And so that was what my dream was like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's not fun. No. Well, hopefully you have a better dream tonight. Now that you have better dreams about being in Israel and walking down the street and, you know, being in your new life that you're going to be starting.
Exactly. I will say this though. So I have an app that I'm developing called Sophia, who's like an Eastern European grandmother that will give you advice. And
I love it.
Yeah. And so when I told Zafta about it, she like went and told totally like analyzing my dream in like this very woo-woo way and telling me what it represents and like what I need to lean into and little brachas I could say for myself. And so that's coming soon.
I cannot wait to hear more about this. I think that's amazing. We do have some comments about our cutoff. Oh my God, classic. I love that one. And someone's asking, what time is the halftime show? Halftime show, I'm assuming, might be around 8. Game starts at 6:30. I'm assuming with the 2 quarters, it'd be like an hour or 2 into it. I know before we leave, I know the halftime show is a bit controversial. Some people are upset with Bad Bunny being the performer. I, on the other hand, am very excited.
Are you a Bad Bunny fan?
I am, and many of my students are from Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, so I listen to a lot of their music, and they have a new dance, a new music out called Dembow, and they're trying to teach me how to dance. I don't have rhythm at all. It's a lost cause, but I'm really excited, and I'm gonna practice. My Spanish is, más menos, so I'm hoping to rock out and have
a little rhythm in there.
I try. All I get is laughs from my students. They're like, messed up. And I'm like, okay, I try.
No worries. Yes, I can't dance for shit. That's actually one of the things I plan on doing once I get to Netanya. I've already looked into it. They have public salsa dancing in Netanya Square. So I'll be doing that.
Well, one of my coworkers is a flamenco dancer, and she showed us her doing her flamenco and I'm not sure what these are specifically called. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well now I feel really. I'm like, I can do the robot. That's all I got. Like, here's a professional dancer, and then I'm like, I can do square dance. Like, I can help you with that, but that's all I got.
You can be Ray Gun from 2024 Olympics.
I like to think I could break dance better than her. I feel like anyone could have done a better job.
My dog could have done a better job than her. Okay.
And the great thing is, like, she has her PhD in breakdancing, or if I remember correctly. And I'm like, there's like I could have sworn I read that. I'll have to look that up for next week, and we can read all about it, and we can figure out like what are the classes involved in that. I'm just curious. So,
girlfriend needs to get her money back. Okay.
Woo! I needed that belly laugh. Woo.
Same. Well, I wanted to also add something else to our show. Look at these dope shoes. From which brand was this again, Jen?
Paint by Rachel. So we are going to have you check out her Instagram, Paint by Rachel. She will be on our show in a few weeks. I actually put in an order for shoes for myself. So I'm really excited to have those in. But these were for AJ Edelman, who is part of the bobsled team, part of the Shul runnings. And he was showing them off. So basically, you can go on her Instagram. There's a form you can fill out, and you can pick which shoes you want. They don't have to be Nikes. Like, I like my Converse. I like my Chucks. So those are also available. And she creates these amazing pieces of art on these shoes. So I think Nike. Yeah, so these are the Nikes. So you can do Nikes, you can do Converse, and she's done other things as well, like sandals, and she does jackets as well. But this is really badass for the Olympics, and I thought it was really amazing what she did. And I'm giving her a shout out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just like looking at, are these hand painted?
Yeah,
this is amazing.
She hand paints this, and she also made shoes for the former Hamas captives, Aliyah and Ziv. And Ziv, I'm sure she'll speak more about this, but she made specific shoes for Ziv that are covered right now because she's going to wear them at the wedding. And I'm getting goosebumps. So I'm really excited for her to come on the show and talk about that.
Yes, I'm so excited to learn more about her business, how she got started. We were just talking about Jewish businesses, so that's amazing. So guys, stay tuned because Am Yisrael Thrive has plenty down the pipeline coming up for you, right?
Yes, we do. We have a lot of amazing people coming on the show. So be on the lookout for our posts coming.
Yes. I will confirm that both Jen and I this week have had meetings with some pretty high level people, right?
Yes, we did. We're expanding. We're getting there. I'm loving this. And I love that we can keep spreading Jewish joy, and we are thriving. We're not surviving. We are thriving. No matter the hate, no matter the abuse we get, we are thriving. And that is the best type of revenge.
100%.
Because our haters don't want us to be thriving. We are. So,
There we go, baby. All right. Thank you all to our audience for joining us today. It has truly been a pleasure to see everybody. And we will all see you next week. Okay.
And go Pats.
Yes. Go Pats.
Bye, everyone.